Hello friends, I welcome you in lecture number 12 on eigenvalues and eigenvectors. In this lecture we are going to discuss Cayley-Hamilton theorem, which is useful in calculating powers of a square matrix and inverse of a square matrix if the given matrix is invertible. So first we understand what is Cayley-Hamilton theorem, and then we will discuss examples related to this theorem. So Cayley-Hamilton theorem says that every square matrix satisfies its characteristic equation. That means if we have a square matrix capital A of order n, then its characteristic will be in this form. It will be a polynomial equation in lambda, where lambda is an eigenvalue of A. So if this is the characteristic equation of A, here this is a polynomial equation in lambda, left hand side is polynomial in lambda, C0 plus C1 lambda plus C2 lambda square and so on, plus lambda raised to n equal to 0. So this is the characteristic equation of any n by n matrix A. So Cayley-Hamilton theorem says that if we replace this lambda by matrix A, then also this equation is satisfied. So if this is the characteristic equation of matrix A, then we can substitute or we can replace lambda by A in that equation. So here we have replaced lambda by A. So if we replace lambda by A in this equation, then also this equation is satisfied by this matrix A. So this is the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. It says that every square matrix satisfies its characteristic equation. So we can obtain this equation for matrix A in powers of A. This is a polynomial in matrix A. So using this equation, we can do several things. We can find out different powers of the matrix A, and also we can find out inverse of the matrix A if it is invertible. So this equation 1 we can rewrite as, if we consider A raised to n, then we consider all these terms on the other side. So we can see that A raised to n is given by this formula. So if we want to find out nth power of A, we can find out A raised to n using this formula. So here we have to calculate powers up to n minus 1. Now if we want to calculate more powers, we can keep on multiplying by matrix A with this equation. So if we multiply both sides of this equation 2 by A, we obtain A raised to n plus 1 equal to minus C0 into I into A, that is A, minus C1 into A square into A cube, and so on. And if we require A raised to n plus 2, we will again multiply this equation by A, or we multiply this equation by A raised to n plus 1 if we require A raised to n plus 2. So in this way, using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we can find out powers of a given matrix. So we have written A raised to n plus 2, multiplying both sides of this equation 2. If we multiply both sides of equation 2 by A square, we obtain A raised to n plus 2. So in this way, Cayley-Hamilton theorem provides a method for calculating powers of a matrix. We can use Cayley-Hamilton theorem to find out inverse of a matrix if matrix is invertible. So if we want to find out inverse of a matrix, we can multiply this equation by A inverse. If we multiply this equation by A inverse, we obtain C0I into A inverse, that is A inverse, plus C1 A into A inverse, which is identity matrix, plus C2 A inverse into A square, that is A, and last term will be A raised to n minus 1 equal to 0. So if we want to find out inverse of a matrix, we will multiply this equation by A inverse. So multiplying equation 1 by A inverse, we obtain this equation, and we can find out A inverse by taking all other terms on right hand side. And if this C0 is non-zero, if A is invertible, then C0 will always be non-zero. So we can divide this by C0 and we can find out A inverse using this formula. So in this lecture we will discuss all these things, that how to find out powers of a matrix. Before that, we consider this example. Sometimes they ask you to verify the Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So this is the given matrix, and Cayley-Hamilton theorem says that this matrix satisfies its characteristic equation. So first we find out characteristic equation of this matrix in powers of lambda, and then we replace lambda by A in this equation. So first we have to solve the characteristic equation, and then we will replace lambda by A. So we will have A cube plus A1 A square plus A1 into A plus A3 equal to 0. That we will obtain by Cayley-Hamilton theorem. But because we are asked to verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we will calculate this left hand side by replacing lambda by A, and we will check whether actually we are obtaining zero matrix or not. So first we start with characteristic equation of given matrix. So it is determinant of A minus lambda equal to 0. So this determinant we can obtain by subtracting lambda from the diagonal, and we keep other entries as it is, and we simplify this determinant on left hand side. So we start with first row, 4 minus lambda as it is, 1 minus lambda into 1 minus lambda, that is 1 minus lambda square, minus 0. Minus 0, so we don't have to do anything for this, plus 1, and into determinant of this matrix, which is 0 minus minus plus 2 into 1 minus lambda equal to 0. So this we can rewrite in this way. Now here 1 minus lambda is there in both the terms, so we take 1 minus lambda outside, and here we are left with 4 minus lambda into 1 minus lambda plus 2 equal to 0. And after multiplying these two, we obtain this second degree polynomial in lambda, and again we take multiplication of these two, and after simplifying we obtain this polynomial equation, which is characteristic equation of given matrix A. So Cayley-Hamilton theorem says that we can replace lambda by A in this equation. So by Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we have A cube minus 6A square plus 11A minus 6 times identity matrix equal to 0. So now we are asked to verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So we will calculate A square A cube, and we will find out this left hand side, and we will check actually whether we are getting zero matrix or not. So for that, first we find out second power of A. So here we have taken multiplication of A with itself. This is given matrix. So we consider multiplication in this way. First row into first column. So 4 into 4, 16, plus 0 into minus 2, plus 1 into minus 2. Then first row second column, 4 into 0, 0, 0 into 1, 0, and 1 into 0, 0. First row third column, 4 into 1, which is 4, this is 0, this is also 0, and 1 into 1 is 1. Similarly, we consider second row with all the columns, minus 2 into 4, minus 8, 1 into minus 2, 0 into minus 2, which is 0. Then second row second column, so 0 into minus 2, 0, 1 into 1, and this 0 into 0. Second row third column, minus 2 into 1, which is minus 2, 0 into 0, 1 into 1. So we are multiplying second row with third column. So minus 2 into 1, minus 2, 1 into 0, that is 0, and this 0 into 1, which is also 0. Then third row into first column, minus 2 into 4, minus 8, 0 into minus 2, 0, 1 into minus 2, which is minus 2. Second row into second column, minus 2 into 0, 0 into 1, which is 0, and 1 into 0, so here we write 0. Second row third column, minus 2 into 1, which is minus 2, 0 into 0, so 0, and 1 into 1 is 1. And after simplifying this, we can write 14, this is going to be 0, this is 5, minus 8 minus 2, minus 10, 1, minus 2, minus 8 minus 2, minus 10, this is 0, and this is minus 1. So this is square of given matrix A. And we want A cube also. So we take A cube equal to A square into A. So we have written A square here. And similarly, we can take product of A square with A as we did this product. So I am not explaining that part. It is easy. So after multiplying A square and A, we obtain this matrix. This is third power of A. And now we check this left hand side. So we substitute values of A square, A and A cube in left hand side of this equation 1. So I have put values of A cube, A square, A and I here. In the next step, I have taken addition of all these four matrices. Here I am adding first entries. So 46, here 14 into 6, that is minus 84, 4 into 11, that is 44, and minus 6. Then second entries, here we have 0, this is 6 into 0, that is 0, 11 into 0, 0, 6 into 0, 0. Then third entries, 19 minus 5 into 6, which is 30, 11 into 1, 11, and 0. So similarly, I have written all the other entries by taking corresponding addition of corresponding entries, and I obtained 0 matrix. You can verify other calculations, and I am able to obtain 0 matrix. So this says that Cayley-Hamilton theorem is verified. So whenever you are asked to verify Cayley-Hamilton theorem, first you have to apply Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So first you find out characteristic equation of the given matrix and then replace lambda by A in the characteristic equation, and you find out what you are getting by Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Now if you want to verify this, you have to calculate left hand side and then you check whether we are actually getting 0 matrix or not. So in this way you have to attempt this question. Sometimes we are asked this type of questions also. So using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we can calculate powers of a matrix also. So to find out these different powers, first we have to find out characteristic equation of this matrix and then we will apply Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So characteristic equation is determinant of A minus lambda equal to 0. So we subtract lambda from the diagonal, this 2 as it is, and if we simplify, this is 3 minus lambda times 2 minus lambda minus 6 equal to 0, and we multiply these two. So we can see that 6 will cancel out, and this is the characteristic equation of given matrix. So we can replace lambda by A in this equation by Cayley-Hamilton theorem. So we obtain a square minus 5a equal to 0. So using this equation, we will calculate required powers. We are asked to find out a square, a cube and a raised to 4. So from this equation we can obtain a square directly. A square is nothing but 5 times a. So we multiply each entry of given matrix by 5 and we obtain a square. Now to find out a cube, we multiply this equation 1 both sides by a. So multiplying 1 by a, we obtain a into a square, that is a cube, minus 5a into a, that is minus 5a square equal to 0. So from this we can obtain a cube equal to 5a square. We have calculated a square here, so we multiply each entry of a square by 5 and we obtain this matrix as a cube. Similarly, to find out a raised to 4, we multiply this equation by a square on both sides. So we will obtain a raised to 4 minus 5a cube equal to 0. So multiplying 1 by a square, a raised to 4 minus 5a cube equal to 0, and this equation gives us a raised to 4 in terms of a cube, and a cube already we have calculated. So we multiply each entry of a cube by 5 and we obtain a raised to 4. So here we are able to calculate different powers of matrix A without applying matrix multiplication. We are just applying Cayley-Hamilton theorem to calculate these different powers of A. So this is very nice application of Cayley-Hamilton theorem. Using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we can find out inverse of a matrix also if our matrix is invertible. So that we will discuss in the next lecture. So I hope you like this lecture. Thank you very much.